The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
You know, one day we'll update your picture there to match the new color that you have.
I know. You never know what I'm going to walk in with, really.
I'm
be
waiting
red
on
next
it.
week, you know?
Always those hairdressers. But at least you're not the purple-headed kind.
Right.
There's a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Why is that with ladies that do their hair that they want to be purple?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that do like to, I guess, express themselves through their hair.
Is
I don't know.
that considered sexy and I just didn't know it? I'm a man and didn't catch on to it?
I don't know. If you were to go to a hair show, which I know you never would, there's no telling what you'd see there. Like, there's all different colors of hair. But my recommendation, if you ever want to do that, because it's so hard to get out of your hair, is just to get some extensions that clip in and color those and pop your little color in every now and then.
Look.
Where you can take it out.
Look, every man south of the Mississippi is just waiting for Farrah Fawcett hair to come back because they go, oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Everybody had it back in the day.
Yeah, I had the wing look, you know.
Farrah had it going on. We do want to mention that a wreck has occurred this morning. Let me bring this up. Accident at 14th Street and College Drive. We just got word of this a few moments ago. Accident with possible injury. So if you're in that neighborhood, this would be left in front of the college there, right down from there. So a wreck has happened this morning. Emergency officials are on the scene. This just happened a few moments ago as we track this. So be careful in those areas there if you're headed in. And by all means, we want to remind you that this morning is one of the wet mornings, as I get tongue-tied, wet mornings you'll have. Streets are beyond slick.
Yes.
Let's take a look at radar real quick here. Let me show y'all just what's going on. As we pull this up from Meridian Honda radar, we got light showers all across Lauderdale. As we move over to Newton, a thunderstorm or two here. And just to show you, we'll turn on locations to let you know a little bit closer. This is going to be northwest of where Walmart is, and just due north, right there, the Lawrence Post Office. As you come across over here where the welcome centers are, you'll see more rain. But back out here at Vicksburg is what we're watching as to what will come a little bit later, after 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Could get a little spooky there.
I'm not
light
ready
rain and 74 right now.
Yeah. So you're talking about maybe severe weather?
We could get some thunderstorm activity.
Okay.
Possibility, some flash flooding with this, and that will linger through tomorrow as we watch all of this. Now, we don't have any level 1s or level 2 with bad weather. Just flooding is our main thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And our hearts go out to Dallas, Texas, and everywhere back that way. Shreveport got so much rain yesterday.
I mean, there's people who were trapped in cars trying to get out, and the first responders were trying to get them out, and thank goodness for all those first responders when situations like this occur.
Saw some giraffes looking for Noah. They were waiting in line. A lot of rain there. Let's see what else is happening this morning that we wanted to bring up. Now, early this morning, there was an accident that occurred on Highway 19. Let's start out here and show you a little bit. This was 4:45, somewhere around in there. A garbage truck was struck. And let me turn this up where everybody can take a bird's eye view. This is the scene this morning. This was right in front of Marvin's.
I hope whoever, they ride on the back of those things a lot of times. Some people do. I hope they're not.
I think they had just started out.
Okay.
And this is the 18-wheeler that bumped into it. The gentleman was trapped. Emergency officials, Meridian Fire Department rescue showed up. They freed him. Everything's going to be okay in that. But it was wet, which I'm sure caused some of this accident.
Can you imagine stopping one of those big rigs, trying to stop?
Here's the scene of them flipping that truck back over this morning. As you can see, they got a bunch of lights on that Simmons. That truck's leaned over. That truck is heavy.
Yeah.
And you think about how heavy it is to flip that over. Now, as more folks started waking up, traffic started backing up. And it got a little bit worse there, and a little bit worse, and finally opened up traffic. And this is what it looked like there for a while around 6:30. As traffic was coming into all of that.
My husband was probably stuck in that traffic.
He was. Matter of fact, I talked to him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured he would be.
And then that's it being hauled away there. Little bump. It's not going to make its load today. It's just not going to happen there. But that was the scene of this early this morning. And you hate to predict, but if this is any sign of what is coming today, it's going to be more and more of this. So y'all
Definitely
be careful.
Be careful, on these wet roads.
Now, we got to talk about this next intersection. As I mentioned this at 6:30, this has to be the most dangerous intersection that Meridian, Mississippi has. And I'm talking North Hill Street, Highway 39 by Hardee's.
Yes.
This is the scene yesterday afternoon. Look at this. Yet again, another wreck there. And we go through these, and I got one that's a closer up. That's what it looked like. Somebody was T-boned. If you're going through there at any time and that light changes, look both ways before you take off. Because somebody can always try to
beat the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Speed
up.
I couldn't get that word out of my mouth.
And it's bad from every direction. It's not just one. You have to be on your P's.
Have you ever been at a red light and you take your foot off the brake and get ready to mash it, and a car goes in front of you and you go?
Yeah. I have. It's scary.
Now, one of the sad news that we have to report this morning, this happened in Marion. Within a 4-day period, we have lost 2 people in the city limits of Marion, are close to the city limits. Let me word it that way. We have one on the 45 bypass. Names will be released a little bit later on this morning as we learn that a gentleman was killed there. An elderly fellow making a turn was hit. He was ejected from the car yesterday afternoon. We pass along condolences to family members and everybody that was involved in that.
The other was a motorcycle accident, wasn't it?
It was. It involved the deer. And either way, it's just tragedy. And those guys and gals are in the volunteer fire department there. They see a lot.
They do.
Y'all think about that. Now, as Meridian keeps on with this, the other morning, you remember we had pictures of Verizon where the windows had got busted out here in Meridian. They caught the guy, believe it or not.
Oh, really? Good.
If I am not mistaken, when the arrest was made, they found several boxes of iPads and things that were taken for Verizon. As we go to sammedia.network to read the whole story here, we don't have a picture of him yet. That's forthcoming. But he also broke into Great Southern National Bank. Now, we're not real sure what he took from the bank. Sounded like it was after hours. Maybe got a free ink pen or something like that.
Right.
You know, sometimes you got to have an extra deposit slip.
I can't imagine where they would leave stuff out like that.
The cell phone doctor, his place, and also the community choice loans, which is right down from Verizon there at the bottom of the foot of the hill from Walmart. Just went in, took what they wanted. Done a lot of damage. We have to say zero tolerance to this kind of stuff in our community.
So I wonder how they caught him, but like cameras or fingerprints or
a little bit of both, and probably a tip of, hey, I know where somebody's sitting right now with a bunch of iPads.
Yeah.
Why don't you drive by? Rump row. Also, there was another arrest that the Meridian Police Department. We have to say good job when that is done. We pulled this up this morning, and they've arrested Potsy Davis. The CID division got on this for a felony warrant from them. Commercial burglary is what he's, A&B Communications is what he's accused of doing there. And again, with anything, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but the charges have been brought against him.
Lots of people taking things that are not theirs, or excuse me, they think they can borrow it.
Yeah.
Yes.
West Lauderdale area yesterday. We weren't through with all the little fender benders. We had to pick them up truck. Let me show you this other picture first here. No one was hurt in this. Thank goodness of this. You know where you turn to go to the baseball field?
It is the slickest road right there. Yes, going around that curve every time.
Candace drifts around it.
Look, I have gone around it, and if you hit the brakes, you know, the best thing is just go slow, because if you're going too fast and you have to hit the brakes, you're going to slide.
Here's a picture of that with the truck flipped over. Now, let's look at this, a close-up. Yeah, that's where it happened. I went the wrong direction, didn't I? Right there. It got banged up. And these things happen so quickly.
They do, yeah. School buses are coming around there in the afternoon, and everybody just be careful, because
now, another thing that I want to bring up, we forgot to bring this up over the weekend on Monday morning.
Right.
Crime, one of the biggest crimes we've got in the Meridian area is people taking a tire tool or a baseball bat, busting out windows out of cars, or pulling the door open and taking what they want out of cars.
Right.
We've gotten to a point, and this happened over the weekend, Sunday night, Saturday night. Cars at hotels are getting broken into left and right. I really don't have an accurate number of how many it was, but it was a bunch. Meridian Police Department went over. It was one window after another, and things were taken. As a matter of fact, we had somebody call Meridian Police Department and go, hey, they took my credit cards out of my car, and I know where they are. They're in the mall. My bank just called me, and they're trying to make purchases. So MPD loaded up. They took a whole bunch of officers and ran over to the mall, and they stood there, and the bank said, well, they've moved down to this store now. And guess what? They got them.
Good.
So, they had to deploy a taser to take someone down, and they were cuffed and stuffed, so to speak, as Roscoe P. Coltrane would say, and they were escorted on down to the jail. How many of us are tired of this? This just keeps going on.
I'm sure everybody's tired of it. They've got their belly full of it already. And, you always worry that somebody's going to take matters into their own hands if they don't feel like they can get backed by somebody, to help them.
Now, if I'm reading this right, and I've gone and I've looked at I got a big map over here, and if I looked at it right without my glasses this morning, where the hotels are in Meridian, it's just a matter of time before people go, I'm not coming to Meridian. My car's going to be broken into, and it will hurt our business.
We don't want that. We want everything. We want people to come to our city because we have a beautiful city. We really do. We have a lot to offer. And if I just think, like I said the other day, I just think it's got a little bad thing going about the crime right now. And it was not a little thing; it's a big thing. But people are tired of it, and they want to see something done about it. But the city is made up of different wards.
They are. And if I'm reading the line right, in between the hotels, there's two different districts, Councilman Ward 2 and Council 5. And if you're tired of this, contact your councilman. Let me pull this up here. This is on the website. You can visit Dwayne. Dwayne is Ward 2 there. That's Dwayne Davis at meridianms.org. You can contact him. Those hotels, and then also Tybell. You can reach her at Tybell Lindsay at meridianms.org. That's her picture. That is her email address that you can reach her through the city. And if you're tired of this happening near your home, one of these 5 represents you. Right. And you can email them and go, hey, what are y'all doing? Y'all wanted change. Y'all voted for change.
You ran for this position. This is your job. So what are you going to do to help us?
And now we got such a change that you can't leave anything in your car or anything else. So we would like to have this fixed. That's who you contact. Let's see what we get done.
Because it takes all of these people and everybody in the city to work together.
Oh, yeah.
It does. And we just, we appreciate our police department. We appreciate our sheriff's department. And they're doing, I feel like sometimes they're overwhelmed because they are shorthanded in a lot of instances. But, it's going to take you contacting people, to find out what they're going to do about it.
Well, it boils down to if you never say anything, nothing is done because people think, well, no one cares. That wasn't nothing. You get enough phone calls, you go, ooh, I better look into this.
Yeah.
And that's what that's about.
Silence is just saying, okay, that's all right. It's okay.
Do y'all remember when you were first married and your wife wouldn't talk to you, and it bored you, and then the older you get, you've been married 15 years and she won't talk to you, you're going, thank goodness. Let it happen another week.
Really? Okay. Tomorrow when Scotty Ray's not on anymore.
There's a lot of men that agree with me.
Did a lot of talking last.
There's a lot of men that happen. They wouldn't say it out loud. I'm just not as bright as they are.
Yeah.
More coming up. We got a special guest that's going to tell us about something special that is happening to the North Hills area.
That's
a good thing.
It is.
So y'all don't rush off. We're going to have that coming up here next. Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
And welcome back, Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It is Tuesday, wet, and we got such a beautiful woman sitting over here with us. I'm going to go ahead and start bragging on her. Woo, there she is. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Now, Jamie, if you've driven through North Hills and you look over and there's something called Cater's Market, and
That's
you would be
right.
the lady behind all that.
That's right. We are a small market and deli, and we feed a lot of people every day, breakfast and lunch.
Tell me, if you've never stepped foot, and there's a lot of folks who haven't, what's in there? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we've got a lot of grab-and-go casseroles, dips, salads, chicken salad, pimento cheese. I mean, that's really our main thing. People come in, nobody really wants to cook anymore.
Mm-hmm. Don't you also, if I'm not mistaken here, have a bunch of cakes?
We do. We have cakes.
Mysteriously, every year when we get together, a rainbow cake appears at my house from your place.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It's multi-layers, all different colors. It's real popular for birthdays.
Do y'all do banana pudding?
We do banana pudding, but only on special orders. So you have to order that.
Scotty Ray will be purchasing that, I'm
okay, call ahead.
I'm a nanner pudding kind of guy.
Yeah, but we open at 8, and we're open for breakfast and lunch, and then you can come pick up your dinner. We stay open to 5:30.
See, I'm learning.
I frequent the place at lunch a good bit of times.
We see Candace.
Yeah, I go get my lunch.
So do y'all have tables
She's in
where you
our
can...
area. She's
Yes.
in the North Hills area.
Do y'all have a sitting area, or does it all take out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, we have a huge sitting area. You need to come have lunch.
That's what I'm thinking here. I hadn't walked in there. My bad on all this.
It really is a neat place if you've never been there. Would you call it quaint?
It's quaint. I mean,
is.
you know, people that come from out of town just say they get the best feeling in there. It's just got a real comfortable feeling, real welcoming. And
you have a coffee area
we
too,
have
right?
coffee too. We're a bakery. We're coffee. We're lunch and dinner and breakfast.
So with this being said, you'd like folks to come to North Hills, and y'all are trying to coerce people. Is that a way to word it there, to come out?
Exactly. Well, what we're trying to do is kind of group all the businesses and retail and shops in the area, restaurants, to maybe work together and be called the North Hills District. So, you know, I have a place in Starkville, too, a restaurant in Starkville. And so people are there because it's a college town, and they come from all over the state. And they come up to me and say, where's your restaurant in Meridian located? And I have to kind of say, well, I'm off 493, off North Hill Street.
And then they go, huh?
Right. So, I mean, we have downtown here. We have College Park. We have Bonita. And I just got to thinking it'd be great if we had a catchphrase for our area that people can start calling it North Hills District.
So, in order to do that, what has to happen?
Well, I went to the city. Of course, you always have to check with the authorities. So I went to them to suggest at first some signage that said North Hills District, like directing people from downtown, because now that downtown is booming and the 3-Foot Hotel is open, we get a lot of customers coming to eat with us from there. And I wanted them, they come down 23rd and they go into that dead-end building, and they have to wiggle around to get to the North Hills Street area.
And
so I thought some signage would help.
Yeah, because if you're not from here, or if you're not familiar with Meridian, you could get lost.
Absolutely.
You know, with all the one-way streets. You know, and stuff.
Yeah. And then I noticed there's a sign right by my restaurant that points to downtown. So that's what made me think, well, we need a sign coming from downtown that tell them how to get to North Hills, because we've got a lot. I mean, it just keeps growing. There's so many salons, like Candace knows, and restaurants and businesses.
Yeah.
So that was the first.
So where
thing
would
I
the
did.
signs, let me ask this, whereabouts in town would some of these signs be placed to direct? Give me an example.
Okay, an example is exactly where I said you come up 23rd and you run into 43rd Street, where the Little People Boutique used to be. Several people have run into that. I'm sure
They
you've covered
really
those.
frequent that business, don't they?
Yeah. So I thought
Physically,
right. It's very popular. So I thought one there with an arrow, you know, North Hills District, turn that way. And then when you get to the intersection where you can go left to go to Popper Springs, or you go right to go to North Hills, one there directing people to North Hills.
Oh, that's smart.
And they've agreed to that, and the city's working on those signs, and I'm going to suggest some other areas too to add to that. But then I thought about banners. So I went and met with them about some banners, like the state games banners and the holiday banners and the downtown banners that we have downtown. And so they put me in contact with the company that they use for their banners, but said I would need to raise the money for the banners.
Now, what kind of money are we talking about?
Well, they run about, $80 to $100, including shipping. So I'm going around asking the businesses in the area for $150 because I've set up an association, the North Hills District Association. And I'm asking people to pay $50 toward our association, kind of as dues. And then the $100 will go toward the banners that we're going to put up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I've already called on over 40 businesses, and I've really done well. I mean, everybody has been very receptive and excited and supportive and, contributed money.
So how do we reach you, Woody? And I don't have your picture to throw up here with your telephone number. I would do that to you.
No, yeah, that's fine. Call the market, call Cater's Market, 601-482-5515, and ask for me if you'd like to join the association, if you would like to contribute to our project, if you have any other suggestions. We're also going to have a meeting tomorrow night, Wednesday, at 5 o'clock at Cater's Market. I might have some appetizers out, some of my food out or whatever. But I'm encouraging people and the business owners in the area to come by and join the association, contribute, and, raise any questions or give any suggestions that they might have.
Okay.
Now, let me remind everybody, Cater's Market is directly in front of the PV headquarters, right there. If you're going, okay, I know about where you're talking about, but I'm not sure. It's directly across from that. Used to be the old Eckards there, Waffle House is in that area.
That's right.
What else is down through there? Ace Hardware.
That's right, Ace Hardware. But we're talking about the area will really encompass kind of, if you're on North Hill Street, I'm roughly thinking from Highway 39, the intersection where you just showed the wreck.
Right.
To past Northcrest Church, Brookdale, that area.
And you could put signs from Highway 19 directing, because that's a straight shot.
Absolutely, and I think that would be wonderful because so many people come from Collinsville and Philadelphia this way. And then the other area would be kind of about Cater's Market to the Riley Foundation. And that's kind of our area, the North Hills District area. But there are a lot of offshoot streets in that area, so it encompasses a lot of businesses.
And it is a lot of people that travel back and forth on North Hill Street. Y'all remember before that even existed, North Hill Street?
Gosh. Yes, it was just Broadmoor. The shopping center was really all that was there. And that's the thing is a lot of people still call it Broadmoor a little bit, and I just feel like if we get some signage up and the banners and really try to let this name take off and work together as a group to promote our area.
We'd love for that to happen.
Now,
again, let's go back over the time that you're going to be holding this little get-together.
Okay, tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 5 o'clock at Cater's Market.
And it's for business owners
or
in the
people that work at the area that just might have ideas. I mean, when I've gone in to call on these businesses, I'm trying to tell all the receptionists and the nurses and the people that work in the businesses, because I want everybody to buy into this concept of phrasing it, hey, meet me, let's go to the North Hills District and shop at the Atrium, or let's go eat at McAllister's in North Hills District. We just need it to be a catchphrase for the area.
Well, we can't thank you enough for coming in this morning talking with us about this. Again, the telephone number?
601-482-5515.
One day, y'all, we're going to have people in the background that type in the telephone number up on the screen. We ain't there yet. We're working on that, them little people.
We're
thank y'all for having me, and I appreciate it. And I'm expecting you to come to lunch. I'll treat you to lunch.
Okay.
Coming to see you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much for Jamie dropping in, visiting with us. Drop in and see her. You'll enjoy yourself. Now, as we look around at a few more headlines, we've had an incident. All of our folks that watch us from the Philadelphia area, I'm sure that this news has been traveling. We broke the news yesterday morning, a little bit after the show, of an inmate that has died in Neshoba County. As we pull this up this morning, no foul play is expected into this. I spoke with Eric Clark about this. They've released the statement on this. MBI is investigating. It happened just after 11 o'clock Sunday night at the detention center there. We certainly hate that. Yes. They have not released the name of the inmate until all the family members have been notified.
Yeah.
We're making sure of that. Now, a little bit later on this morning, we will have another announcement really similar to this.
Okay.
I'm waiting on confirmations, all that, but we have another one to announce here in just a little
But
while.
condolences, deep condolences to their families.
Absolutely there. I'm trying to think here. It seemed like there was something else that had happened locally that I forgot to bring up. Maybe not. Maybe I'm up to date on everything. As always, we do appreciate when you let us know what's happening near you.
That's right.
We do thank y'all for that, letting us know and up to date on that.
Yeah, and if you're watching from TV, you can always go on Facebook or YouTube. You can comment and interact with us, and we can answer your questions or address your comments.
I had a community event. Let me go here that was sent in, and I'm trying to locate it real quick here. A fundraiser that is coming up, and this is going to be coming up in Lauderdale. Is where this will be. Let me pull this up. Pulled Pork fundraiser. We have to support all of our folks that help folks. This is coming up to help out James Hastings, and I hope you can make this. It will be this Saturday from 11 until 3.
That's right. Plates are going to be $12 a person. It includes pulled pork, 2 sides, and a dessert.
And that's the address, Lake Flora Drive, right there. So if you can help out, go by and get you a plate lunch there. We try to help everybody do that.
Yeah, it's good to help people. I mean, and I love when people stand up and do things like this to help people in need, because we're all going to need it one day.
Oh, you ain't lying. I spoke to someone yesterday, just gotten out of the hospital. They're going, boy, I sure thought I was bulletproof until that happened.
Right.
And then you find out you got to eat green beans up at Anderson's for hours and days. That happens. Let's see, today is the 23rd. Coming up in Livingston, Alabama, wanted to bring this up. They're having a public safety night out. If you'd like to come join them, they're going to be there. There's going to be 6 to 9. A lot of parades going to be happening with this going down. Mm-hmm. So,
it's their 3rd annual.
Yeah, big deal there.
Yeah.
Livingston, such a beautiful town there out by the university. You can go out in the pond and all of that. Yeah. Enjoy that. Let's see. Nationwide, glancing at a few stories this morning before we get into what happened on this date, some interesting thing. It turns out that the mayor of Washington, D.C. for a second time has been turned down. Oh. It seems as though they're worried, and they'll cast this on other people. Well, you can deal with this. It's okay until it's brought to their town.
Right.
As immigrants, migrants, maybe that's a better word for it, have been bussed into Washington, also New York. They have tried to activate the National Guard twice, Candace.
See, this is what aggravates me, because my son's in the National Guard.
Yeah.
But, and that's not just why it aggravates me, but it aggravates me because these people make this big mess. They're all for this big mess, and then they want the National Guard to come in and clean up this big mess for them.
They were all about free. Just if you're not an American citizen, come on into the country. Until it came to their doorsteps, and they realized, hey, this is really affecting citizens. People are getting robbed. People are getting raped. It's bad.
Can you imagine, though, what Texas goes through on a daily basis? Texas and probably New Mexico, all the ones that, have people just pouring in over there on a daily basis.
Now, look at these numbers here. This is what I want to show you. This has been since April of this year. Only 360 have made it to New York City. D.C. has 6,800 that have been bussed there. And guess how many Texas has gotten since April? 305,000 migrants that aren't American citizens. And you brought this up the other day of farmers trying to take care of their stuff. There's people all over their land that could get hurt.
Well, there's people who've had ranches out there for years and years and years. I mean, it's family land, and they're having to move from those ranches that they own because they don't feel safe.
That's right.
Because people are crossing their land and breaking in their homes, and there's a lot of things going on. Are all people bad? No, they're not. Not all people are bad, but there are a lot of bad ones coming through, and they're not being, properly vetted. Yeah. Like when they come into our country. I mean, we've seen that by not long ago. There was one where in Alabama that had the 12-year-old girl kidnapped. I mean, he was in our country illegally. He had been shipped out of the country and then came back in. And, I feel like if they had been checking these people like they should, maybe that would not have happened. You know.
So, what's good for the what's that saying? What's good for the good for the good?
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's what I was trying to say there. Yeah. There you go. That's what's happening in Washington this morning. Let's turn and take a minute and talk about our friends over at Snowden and Company. Well, they're there for you when it comes time for a home. And let me just show you a snapshot here as you take a look at their Facebook page. If you're looking for a home, they are all over the place. You can call them at 601-453-3937. One of the ways to reach them to their office there. They're in the North Hills area, as a matter of fact. And if you're looking for a home in Lauderdale County, maybe you want to look at Clark County, just look at the different areas that you can get a home at.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a home that you need 5 bedrooms and there's not one on the market. Well, if you pass it along to Amanda, she'll make a note, and when it comes available, they'll hook you up. They'll call you and say, hey, this just came out.
That's right. You may be looking for a specific, I can't say the word, specific
That's
school district. They can find it for you.
Rose Hill, if you've always wanted to go, I want to live in Rose Hill, I just ain't got a house. Look at there. She's got one.
Yeah.
She can get you in Marion, any part that you're thinking, all the way over to Jackson, right inside the city. That's a home. Visit them. Again, all you have to do is get in contact with our friends over at Snowden. They'll take care of you. 416-2747, one of the ways to reach them. So much going on there. See them today.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
And welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Already, what day of the week is this, Tuesday?
It is Tuesday. It is.
So what's on your agenda today?
I'm going to work, and that's about it. Work is my, that's just what I do all the time.
Candace, we got to get you more involved.
Yeah. Of course, my husband says I work part-time. I beg to differ.
I ain't so sure about that.
Goodness. But, yeah, I'm going to do a little hair today, and then I'll be going home and trying to probably pick up the mess that we left this morning, trying to get out the door because, yeah, every day I'm in a rush. You know that. So.
Yeah. I'm not even going to go what I'm thinking over here. Let's take a minute and look back at this day. A few of these things that happened in history are pretty interesting. Let's go back to 1814. You're thinking, why do I care about 1814? Well, you've had the donuts before.
Yeah.
But there was a reason behind the name.
The Dolly Madison?
Yeah, Dolly Madison Donuts.
Okay.
This woman risked life and limb to run back up into the White House to save the portrait of General George Washington there as the British surrounded it, and they burned the White House on this date back in 1814. The British is coming, and they did. The War of 1812, they took Washington, burned it to the ground basically there.
Goodness.
And she did save a lot of artifacts that we never would have seen if it hadn't been for her. So a big thank you to old Dolly there.
Yeah, thank you, Dolly Madison.
More behind them donuts
I'm sure
than you thought.
a lot of people are probably saying thank you for the donuts. Thank you for the name. Yeah.
One of the most beautiful women that ever graced a TV screen would have to be Barbara Eden. Who is she? Well, she's the lady that played I Dream of Jeannie. Y'all remember her?
I do.
That was her from the Andy Griffith TV show.
She's the manicurist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those men had never seen anything like that, walk down the street of Mayberry until they saw that. I can still see Floyd going.
She was really a good, she played a good role in that.
She did.
Griffith, yeah.
God, boy, I just love Paul's. Oh, wait a minute. I'll drop that. 1940, this old boy was born, and you'll remember him from a TV show. He was live on the scene, and he goes, there's a helicopter, and they're dropping something. Oh, my gosh, it's turkeys. Les Nessman was born on this day in 1940, better known, his real name is Richard Sanders. But who didn't love his part as the quirky little news guy on WKRP? That probably was one of the funniest comedies that was ever on TV.
That's one thing. That's one of the shows I never see like reruns of. I need to try to find it because it was a good show. Had Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah. Speaking of, Lonnie said he thinks you got Farrah Fawcett hair.
You know, this is like winging out. I don't know. Yeah.
You got to get it a little bit more winged there on the sides.
Well, when we colored it the other day, like it was all dark like this.
Hey, do y'all think
when I
that
got
I should,
done.
when we get moved over to the new studio, that I should put a Farrah Fawcett poster behind us just so everybody will feel good about themselves?
I'm gonna go for a no.
I think it's a great idea.
I don't want to.
Steve says in 1814 we took a little trip. Great song there. Let's see what else happened today. It was 1949. You would remember this girl, I think, from, well, she was in a lot of movies, but it was a TV show that you probably remember her from. Shelley Long.
That's right. Cheers. She was on Cheers. The Money Pit. Did you watch that?
I've forgotten about that.
That was
funny. Was it Tom Hanks in that with her? To where they kept having to replace this. I think it was Tom Hanks, if I remember.
I can't remember. I'd have to think.
Almost positive on that.
Yeah.
1952, the number one song in America would be, it wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels, and it made the woman a legend. As Kitty Wells became the first solo artist to score number one. That was a great song there.
Yes.
Of course, it was an answer to another song there. Done well for her. She'll always bring. This guy started out, if I remember right, as a soap opera actor, didn't he?
No, he was a singer, and then he went. I don't think he started out as soap operas, but
You sure?
maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know, but yeah, he was a singer and a soap.
He was General Hospital or one of those, but
He might have started
one
out.
song. He had a couple songs, but there's only one that you'll remember him from. And everybody, no matter where you are, you turn it up when you hear it. Who remembers Jesse's Girl?
I do. I remember. Not too long ago, I was watching a show that they had, and he was on there. He's still like doing a little bit of music, but it's not.
He got no
like
hits.
It was. Well, he just does the same music he did. You know.
Born in 1949. I liked him, and it was a good song.
Yeah.
You know, she sounds so dirty when she starts talking to you. What's that line?
I don't know. I can't
Come on,
remember.
Candace, you know it.
I don't know. I just remember Jesse's Girl. Yeah.
Andy says it was Tom Hanks in the Money Pit. I
Okay.
thought so. We appreciate that. So does Summer. And Chris said it was hilarious.
It
And
was. It was funny though. It was funny movie.
Like that show.
Everything kept tearing up, and
Do y'all remember the show that Richard Pryor was in, Moving, to where he went and looked at the house and the guy goes, well, I'm going to take the staircase. I'm gonna take
yeah, in the pool. The pool, we're going to take. Like, he thought they were joking. And then when he and his wife moved in, that's the one where they were selling their house.
Yeah,
and the
moving
daughter
across.
kept, like, faking crime scenes when people would come look at the house. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that part.
The daughter didn't want them selling the house. So she'd, like, act like there was a crime scene. When people would come look at it, it would be blood.
They did
But
that.
anyway, yeah, they actually did take everything they said they were going to take, these other people.
Step Brothers also had that scene, if y'all remember that, with Will Ferrell when Mom and Daddy were going to sell the house.
Yeah.
This next guy, there's a few of you who will know him by name, but the majority of people will go, who are you talking about? But you will remember the movie Rocky and the theme song called Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
The lead singer for that was born on this date. He would pass away in 2014 at the age of 63 from a heart attack. But boy, what a great song that was.
It was.
I didn't know that he passed away.
That's still one of those songs that's played, you know. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Let's see here. 1969, what was the number one song? And there's a ton of y'all that are going to go, oh, yeah, I still listen to this every day. Anybody remember the song Honky Tonk Woman? It went number one on this week. Mick Jagger and his gang, Keith Richards and all of them sang that.
Yeah.
Good song there. A lot of people have re-recorded it. Not as big as theirs. Another song that would be number one on the other type of charts in 1969 would be this guy who seemed to come out of nowhere and done it his way. Who remembers this song?
A boy named Sue.
It was big.
His daddy named him Sue.
How do you do?
Yeah.
And he come up and bit off a piece of my ear. And if I ever have a son, I'm going to name him Bill, George, anything but Sue.
Yeah.
1970, we talked about this movie.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday? The day
Yesterday.
before?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we were talking about the movie Stand By Me. I think it's the movie
Yeah.
that he was in. Yeah. And River Phoenix. He died at a young age.
Yeah, and am I wrong to venture out and say that it may have been drugs or something?
Possibly an overdose. I cannot remember. I want to say that's what it was, but that was still just devastating when you're like a teenager.
That stuff is not good. I'll grant you there.
So sad.
Good morning, Jessica. Glad to see you up and at 'em today. 1992, this would really change country music because everybody was doing it.
Who did the line dancing? I just want to know.
Did you do it?
I line dance. Yes, I did.
No, I did not. I did watch the Wild Horse Saloon on TNN, though.
Oh, I watched it all the time. I watched it all the time. I had all the little moves down, and we even had a place down off of B Street or on B Street. I can't remember the name of it, but they did line dancing lessons.
The Lizard Lounge, was that it?
No, it was not the Lizard Lounge. It was, I can't remember what it was. It was like a country bar type place, and they did line dance lessons.
There was a bunch of them through there. Through the years.
It was good.
But Boot Scootin' Boogie was number one on this date back in 92, and it really just led the way of that.
I want to say it was kind of like the electric slide, almost. It was like a version, kind of, but anyway.
Ruby says it was
Izzy's. Yeah. Don't you remember Izzy's?
And Dollar Bills is being brought up. I'd forgotten about Dollar Bills.
Yeah. I hate that they,
you should start your own little honky tonk. We'll call it Candace's.
Yeah. Okay.
1980.
Tooties. What we're going to call it, Tooties.
Tooties. I didn't think about that.
Look, the reason I say that is because that was my nickname when I was little.
We got some other nicknames instead. I won't say them out loud. 1989, and I still don't agree with this because of what has gone on in the sports world since then. Yeah. Now I know what he did was wrong,
right,
but we need to have a little forgiveness. Come on, America. 1989, Pete Rose was chunked from baseball. They still won't let him in the Hall of Fame, and there's been others, in my opinion, just my opinion, that have done worse than he did. Right. He was still great at what he did.
Yeah.
The man is in his 80s. I think they need to come to put him back in there. That's just my opinion. 1999, this would be probably the first time that we ever heard of a disease coming toward America that would be bad. It's thinking back, it's calm. But in that day, in 1999, we saw our very first case of West Nile disease announced in New York City. Didn't know what it was. And now look what we got all around the world.
Right.
Have mercy there. Echo Lounge is being brought up. On B Street there. That was down there.
Yeah.
Forgotten about all those. Candy Club. That's a good name for you.
Candy Club.
What did Britt says it was easy. It was a great place. He played there a lot. It was a great
place. It was. It was neat. I wish we had places like that again where you could go and just dance and stuff. I just think, of course, my dancing days have passed, I think, but.
You sure?
Yeah.
See, the great thing about me was I never could dance.
Oh, I loved to dance. I was the first one on the floor and the last one off.
I am not one of those. I slow danced one time in my life. I don't think I was too good at that.
Well, I always liked to dance. So, anyway.
Check it all out there. So much going on this morning. Thank y'all for joining us with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Did you ever watch the movie Friday Night Lights?
I did, with Tim McGraw.
Yeah. The gentleman that inspired that, Gary Gaines, who rose to fame, has passed away. 73 years old. We pass along condolences to those family members as well. That just awesome. I mentioned this morning before you came in. There's certain areas that you don't really want to report the news to where people get bent out of shape because you tell the truth.
Right.
One of those places would be Mexico. And the cartel sometimes doesn't like it when you tell on them. And then they come a visiting. Another person killed. 14 journalists so far this year in Mexico have been murdered by the cartel for telling the truth. And it's not nice, this.
Journalists from Mexico.
Right. On their television networks down there. If you say something bad about them, they come get you.
Yeah. Goodness.
Well, let's see here. Newsom, if I'm pronouncing his name right, in California, finally does something. You know, you remember we've talked about this where they had passed it to where another one of these drug-infested places where you could go and do illegal drugs legally.
Right. Yeah, they had sites where you could go get injections of I want to say heroin or whatever you use needles for, whatever drugs. And you could do it because they were saying that it was a good thing because it was clean needles. Well, I mean, all you're doing is just
promoting it.
Promoting drug addiction and,
He finally steps up to the plate and vetoes it to where it can't happen again. They tried it in San Francisco. It was a disaster. He's vetoed it, and they're not going to be able to do that.
But now, is he the one that come up with it to begin with, though?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
And said, let's try this? Or I can't imagine anybody... I can't imagine anybody going for that. But in this day and time...
Oh, yeah.
Right's wrong, wrong's right,
I don't know where I'm thinking. What will happen after this generation passes away and you've got people that have never known? It worries me there.
Yeah. It worries me who's going to be running the country in 20 to 30 years from now.
I've never seen this happen in America, but down in Israel this happened. But be careful what color you paint your business because it can make people angry or animals angry.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you've got a red building and there happens to be this big bull passing by, he could get bent out of shape. And let me just show you a clip. Right. This comes from Daily Mail here as we pull this up. It's a little quick clip here. This is a bull that was passing and saw it, ran through the doors. Here he comes. They're going to back up here. And here comes the bull. Boogie there, boogie there.
Oh.
Down the middle of the bank he ran. He didn't like the color red.
That would be horrible.
So you never had that urge to run with the bulls or do the matador thing?
No, I just think that's crazy. Don't you know people get trampled?
Oh, yeah.
Doing that.
Kind of like cowboy poker.
Yeah.
Have you got the, well, I don't. I'm not going to play that game. That's just not for me. Word is, and it's official now, Fauci is getting ready to step down at the end of the year in December. He's 81 years old and will step down as being involved with all of this. A lot of people go, I don't know about this. As a matter of fact, there's some Republicans that go, wait a minute, just wait till we change the guard in midterms. You're going to be held accountable for all of your actions during this of what you've done to America.
Yeah, they say that they're going to try to dip into all kind of things that he did, like the Wuhan lab and
were things hidden and Americans didn't know. Was he really aware?
And I hope they follow through with what they say they're going to do. Because, we have seen in the past where
they kept yelling,
we're big talk, no action.
We're going to change Obamacare. We got this great insurance plan. Then they got elected and they went, nothing.
Now, I'm not for causing chaos, but I am for doing what you say you're going to do, Yeah, have a backbone.
There's a lot of them that don't. It was all talk and no show.
Right.
If there's anything, they better have it this time. As we'll remember when Trump went in, they done absolutely nothing to support that man.
Right.
Nothing. I think most of those are getting weeded out, and it would be a different story. He may not get elected. He may not run. We'll see. That's what we have coming up for the midterms. Horrible yesterday as we go to Miami for a headline as we find out that 5 people, including 4 women between the age of 18 and 25, were all killed in a head-on crash. Someone traveling the wrong direction.
Now, is that the one that was going over the speed of 100 and something miles an hour?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was awful. I saw the aftermath of that.
It's just sad there. But Miami is where that went on yesterday across America. It'd be shocking just how many folks are killed that way each day that we're not even aware of. I've never tried this, but I hear it must be big. McDonald's. Now, I'm a number, maybe they've changed it, but that quarter pounder with cheese is my favorite when I go there. But they're going to be selling the Chicken Big Mac in the U.S. finally this month after it was such a huge success across the pond.
I've never heard of a chicken Big Mac.
It's coming. I'll have to try it. It was a huge success over there. Remember, there was another restaurant that tried to tap into Chick-fil-A's thing, and it was fights. It was Burger King,
Well,
wasn't it?
no, I think McDonald's. Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah, they had a Southern chicken sandwich or something like that.
I just remember
it was pretty good, I will say, but yeah, nothing really holds up to Chick-fil-A.
People were standing in line
No,
wanting it.
Popeyes had a chicken
That's
sandwich.
what it was.
Yeah, Popeyes had a chicken sandwich too. But anyway,
But
I
they
miss the days though when I could eat and eat and eat and never gain a pound. Those days
Yeah.
are long gone.
Well, I was going to second that.
Really, Scotty Ray, you're pushing it.
Am I? But y'all look for that. If you're a big fan of McDonald's and want one of these, it's going to be coming pretty soon there. That'll be coming out there. Ford has announced, and all these people that wouldn't go to work were getting free checks. There was just jobs after
Right.
jobs. Well, guess what? That's coming to an end. Ford has announced 3,000 jobs are being cut in order to try to bring down the price of vehicles. That's good.
I would love to know from these, like the the dealerships, are y'all being pushed? I don't know if Les is watching, maybe he could answer, but are the dealerships being pushed towards more electric car type things?
I think it's
wonder.
more of
'Cause I haven't seen a whole lot of-
They can only sell what they get.
Right. But
What
I
I
mean,
don't know is where we are on the chips.
I have not lately seen anything but electric cars advertised on TV.
That would be because somebody named Joe is
Oh, I
wanting
know.
that. But I don't know the answer to that. As we found out that Dodge is dropping their fast cars, the Charger and Challengers are going away, and they're going to start focusing on electric cars.
Yeah.
But seriously, let's back up a minute here, because I remember passing through somewhere in Texas, and it was a raceway that probably had 8,000 pickup trucks sitting there because they didn't have chips. What has happened to all these trucks? Are they still sitting there
Yeah.
with no chips?
don't
It's
know.
just a thought.
And why is it taking so long for the chips? I mean, I don't know.
Manufactured because we make nothing in America anymore. That's the issue that we got.
I want to know what those chips have in them. Like what?
Electronic stuff makes things work. I'm just
Really?
doing a guess here.
Really, Scotty Ray? I mean, I know that, but I mean, I'm like wondering, are they like, I mean,
Like
if
what?
they're coming from another country, can we
Right.
trust what they have in them? Are they
Well, I don't know about
tractors
all
in
that.
'em? I mean, I don't know either. Just makes me.
Used to be
I'm
this-
one of those conspiracy.
Used to be this
Like
big
they-
stamp that said "Made in America," and it was
Right.
the best quality in the entire world.
Yeah.
Let's get those days back and quit paying
Don't
people
you
to
wish we could?
sit at home.
That'd be great.
Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 49 cents a pound. Fresh peaches, $2.49 a pound. Vidalia onions, a 3-pound bag, $2.99. Green, red, or black grapes, $2.99 a pound. Fresh leg quarters, a 10-pound bag, $7.99. And certified Angus beef T-bone steaks, family pack, only $11.99 a pound.
When we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054. It's here, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap, located at the old Jeffries Building at Bonita Lakes. Drop-offs will be held September the 8th through the 10th. The public sale gets underway September 16th and 17th from 10 in the morning until 7 at night. Then again Sunday, September the 18th from 1 until 6 with 25% off. And our final day, Monday, September the 19th with 50% off from 10 until 7 p.m. Make sure to come by the most talked about event all year, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap at the old Jeffries Building, Bonita Lakes.
Don't forget, with all these streets that are wet and when a boo-boo happens, Chet's Painting Body, Center Hill. Talk to Chet if you happen to have a fender bender here over the next few days. They'll put your car back and have you treated right. That's Chet's Painting Body, Center Hill. They'll help you. Already coming up on 8:53 this morning is flying, Candace.
It is fun. Gosh, seems like we just started.
Let's see here. We're finding out that the use of marijuana is up. Finds that it can cause also irregular heartbeats if you're a regular user of that. And we're talking the kind that is not for medical use, that you just kind of do that.
Recreational.
Dr. Oz still trying to get him a debate going on in Pennsylvania. His opponent still ignoring it.
That man, the Fetterman guy, I listened to him a little bit yesterday on talk radio. They had a snippet of him on there. I think Sean Hannity was really aggravated with him, but the man can't really talk good, to be a public speaker like that, campaigning for himself. But I don't know.
My friend Bob just texted me. He said most of these chips that are coming into America come in from Taiwan. Is where they arrive from.
Okay,
that's a lot. A lot of folks know more about it than I do. But we'll see who's going to win this race. Is Dr. Oz, after being on television with Oprah all these years, will people go, well, yeah, I kind of like that guy because he was with Oprah? You think that'll help him? Does that give him an advantage?
Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know.
We see more and more what we would call kind of celebrities moving to politics these days.
Right.
One time it was even rumored Tim McGraw would go there.
I just hope that, he seems like he has a lot of good ideas, and, he seems like he's pretty conservative, I would say.
There in the beginning, that was questionable.
But I just hope he holds to that. That's the thing, is like we keep repeating, a lot of people waver when they get on into their position. They're not as aggressive, I guess you'd say.
Right.
So
there you go. There. Hey, Marcia Stoddard, how you doing? Glad to see you up today.
Yes.
We found this out yesterday also. A Florida judge has rejected Biden and his gang of folks that went down and said, look, wait a minute. We don't really want to show that affidavit at all. Let's keep it sealed. Mm-hmm. And they said, no, ain't happening, Joe. Yeah. We're going to open it up. Yeah. Now, it will have some redactions, but they did try again yesterday to block it. And you go, well, why would they want to block it? Makes you go, doesn't it?
Well, they want the unredacted. Trump's team wants it to be not redacted. They don't want everything marked out. They want everything on there. And they also want someone to witness what is being gone through and all their things, taking inventory of what was in the boxes, and they want somebody witnessing that.
That ain't going to happen.
That is a neutral person. Yeah.
Y'all know they didn't went through that stuff, whether they say they hadn't or not.
But to me, when they hold it for so long, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, since they've done the big raid down there, Trump has seen a 550% increase on his Truth Social site.
We knew that was going to happen, though.
Oh, yeah. Goodness. Anytime somebody
negatives are a positive for him, usually.
They are.
So.
That's what we got there. Let's see here.
But I think that's scary, though, that they can do stuff like that. Just raid somebody's home, take what they want. Don't have to have
just
witnesses.
Makes you go,
can't let the lawyers be present. That's just crazy.
Average Joe who's either sitting here watching me, you either vote Democrat or you vote Republican. Maybe there's a chance that you're an independent. It just says that they can come to your house, too, is what that means. Whether you like the man or not, it means that they can reach out and come visit you without stuff.
Yes, they can.
We're already at the end of our time. It's spent fast.
It has. It's flown by this morning. But we're so glad that you joined us. So glad for your comments. We thank each and every one of you.
We're coming back tomorrow. See if she's got fairer hair tomorrow. Y'all tune in and see what color it might be.
Have a good day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.